A. Look and listen.
What is your presentation about, Mateo?
My presentation is all about the telephone.
That's interesting. Can you tell me who invented the telephone?
Yes, the telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell.
And when was it invented?
It was invented around 1876.
Why do you think the telephone is an important invention?
It lets us talk with people who are far away in other cities or even in other countries. Also, without the telephone, we wouldn't have the internet, so I think it's very important to our lives. B. Listen and say. Number 1.
Cement.
Number 2.
Seatbelt.
Number 3.
Light bulb.
Number 4.
Telephone.
Number 5.
Elevator.
Number 6.
Microscope.
Number 7.
Thermometer.
Number 8.
Compass.
C. Look at the pictures. Listen and write the letters. A.
Cement is an important material used to build things.
B.
We can use a microscope to see very small things.
C.
The light bulb is an important invention that lets us see at night.
D.
The thermometer can tell us what the temperature is.
E.
We need elevators to travel up and down tall buildings easily.
F.
You must wear a seatbelt when you are in a car.
G.
You should use a compass when you want to find the right direction.
H.
You can speak to your friends in other cities on the telephone.
D. Chant. Turn to page 113.
What is that?
That's a light bulb.
Who invented the light bulb?
The light bulb was invented by Thomas Edison.
What is that?
That's a telephone.
Who invented the telephone?
The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell.
What is that?
That's a microscope.
Who invented the microscope?
The microscope was invented by Zacharias Janssen.
What is that?
That's an elevator.
Who invented the elevator?
The elevator was invented by Elisha Otis.
A. Listen and repeat.
Did you know that the compass was invented by China's Han Dynasty?
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was invented in 206 BCE. And guess what?
What?
I built my own compass. Let's use it to get to the new park the city just built.
Is this a good idea?
Don't worry. According to my compass, we should keep walking north.
This is definitely not right.
Oops, I guess my compass doesn't work.
A. Listen and say. Number 1.
X-ray,
Number 2.
gravity,
Number 3.
Pluto,
Number 4.
oxygen,
Number 5.
Eiffel Tower,
Number 6.
Golden Gate Bridge,
Number 7.
Empire State Building,
Number 8.
Taj Mahal.
B. Listen and write the letters. A.
We need oxygen to breathe.
B.
The Empire State Building used to be the tallest building in the world.
C.
Gravity keeps us on the ground.
D.
The Eiffel Tower is a structure in Paris.
E.
Some people say that Pluto is a planet in our solar system.
F.
The Taj Mahal is an old building in India.
G.
The X-ray allows doctors to see inside your body.
H.
The Golden Gate Bridge is in San Francisco, in the U.S.
C. Listen. Then look at the pictures. Ask and answer.
When was gravity discovered?
It was discovered in 1666.
When was the Eiffel Tower built?
It was built in 1889. A. Listen and read. History of transportation.
Trains, subways, bikes, and motorcycles are several types of transportation that help people travel quickly. Long ago, people had to walk or use wagons before more modern types of transportation were invented. Sometimes it took a long time to travel from place to place. Let's learn about 3 types of transportation. Automobiles, more commonly known as cars, are everywhere. In 1885, German-born Carl Benz made one of the first automobiles with an internal combustion engine. An internal combustion engine is a device that creates power by mixing and burning air and fuel. Today, cars are produced by companies in many countries, such as Japan, South Korea, Germany, and the United States. Airplanes allow people to travel long distances quickly. Many people experimented with flying in the 1800s. Finally, in the early 1900s, 2 brothers named Orville and Wilbur Wright became the first to successfully build and fly an airplane. Today, airplanes can transport hundreds of people at a time. And they can travel more than 500 miles per hour. Spacecraft are used to travel into space. Many American spacecraft have been designed by NASA, the U.S. Space Agency. In 1961, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin flew around the Earth in a spacecraft. He was the first person to go to space. In 1969, a spacecraft took several American astronauts to the moon. Today, many other countries also want to travel into space and to other planets. Getting from one place to another is vital to people. What kind of new transportation method do you think will come next?
D. Listen and answer the boys' questions.
Hey, Rob, what are you looking at?
Hi, Tom. I'm just reading about different types of transportation. I'm learning about cars now. Number 1.
Oh, cool. Do you know when the first car was invented? Wow, that was a long time ago. So many people use cars. I bet life was a lot harder before they were invented.
Yeah, probably. Transportation definitely makes our lives easier. Imagine if there weren't airplanes.
Airplanes are awesome.
They're great. They're more than 100 years old. Number 2.
Who invented the first airplane? Neat. Thanks for telling me all this information.
No problem. I think the coolest form of transportation is the spacecraft. It would be fun to be an astronaut.
I think it sounds scary. People who travel in space are brave.
Number 3.
Who was the first person to travel in space? Good for him. Thanks again for teaching me.
You're welcome. I'm happy to help, but I need to go home now.
How are you getting home?
I'm going to use an old-fashioned type of transportation. My feet. I'm going to walk.
Haha. Goodbye, Rob. Have a nice day.
E. Listen again and check your answers.
Hey, Rob. What are you looking at?
Hi, Tom. I'm just reading about different types of transportation. I'm learning about cars now.
Oh, cool. Do you know when the first car was invented?
It was invented in 1885.
Wow, that was a long time ago. So many people use cars. I bet life was a lot harder before they were invented.
Yeah, probably. Transportation definitely makes our lives easier. Imagine if there weren't airplanes.
Airplanes are awesome.
They're great. They're more than 100 years old.
Who invented the first airplane?
It was invented by Orville and Wilbur Wright.
Neat. Thanks for telling me all this information.
No problem. I think the coolest form of transportation is the spacecraft. It would be fun to be an astronaut.
I think it sounds scary. People who travel in space are brave. Who was the first person to travel in space?
Yuri Gagarin.
Good for him. Thanks again for teaching me.
You're welcome. I'm happy to help, but I need to go home now.
How are you getting home?
I'm going to use an old-fashioned type of transportation. My feet. I'm going to walk.
Haha. Goodbye, Rob. Have a nice day.